Hello and welcome to your own YouTube channel Med for All. Today I will tell you about heparin dosing. Heparin is an anticoagulant that is mostly used in hemodialysis patients. Today I will tell you the regimes that are mostly used in dialysis. There are basically three types of regimes through which we can give heparin to the patient. So first is the regular or routine heparin. Second is the tight heparin, and third is the heparin free dialysis. So we will discuss them one by one. First we will discuss about regular or routine heparin. When we talk about regular or routine heparin, there are two types of methods by which we can give regular or routine heparin. First is the continuous infusion method. And second is the bolus method or repeated bolus method. Before we further going on, I'm gonna tell you that 1 ml or 1 cc of heparin has 5000 international units. First we have regular heparin, and in regular heparin there are continuous infusion method and other is bolus method. So as we discussed earlier, 1 ml of heparin is equal to 5000 international units. So if we are going to give continuous infusion method, then we have to give 2000 international unit bolus, and this bolus you have to give in the venous bloodline of the patient. Mean you have to give this bolus in the venous line. If it is catheter, in the venous port. If it is the AVF, then in the venous needle. And you have to wait for the 2 to 3 minutes. This 2 to 3 minutes will help in the systemic anticoagulation. So, and this is 2000 international unit bolus, and then you have to give 1200 international unit infusion per hour. And you have to stop the heparin before 1 hour of the termination of dialysis if there is AVF, and you have to continue giving heparin infusion till the end of dialysis if it is catheter. So as we have discussed earlier, 1 ml is equal to 5000 international units. This 2000 and 1200 into 3, 3600. This will become 2000 plus 3600. This is 5600, and 1 ml is equal to 5000, and it will be mostly 1.2 ml of heparin for regular heparin dosing. Now we have regular heparin method, and in regular heparin we can give either by continuous infusion or by bolus method. Continuous infusion method we have discussed earlier. Now we will discuss bolus method. In bolus method we have to give 4000 international unit bolus in venous needle, and if there will be need of heparin, you have to give 1000 to 2000 bolus if needed. Okay, this was bolus method. 4000 international unit bolus in venous needle, and then 1000 to 2000 bolus if needed. And then the second regime is tight heparin method. In case of tight heparin, there are different indications of tight heparin in which we have to give the tight heparin to the patient. So what will be the dose of tight heparin? You have to give 750 international unit bolus and wait for the 2 to 3 minutes and measure whole blood, partial thromboplastin time or activated clotting time. These tests should be elevated 40% of baseline. If their values are elevated 40% of the baseline, then it will be alright. If these are not elevated 40% of the baseline, you have to repeat the bolus. If they are more than 40%, then you have to give a continuous infusion of 600 international unit per hour. This was the tight heparin. You have to give 750 international unit bolus and you have to wait for the 2 to 3 minutes and then measure WB, PTT or ACT. It should be elevated 40% of the baseline. If it is elevated, then it will be alright, and then you have to give the 6000 international unit per hour infusion. Now we will discuss heparin-free dialysis. There are various indications of heparin-free dialysis, that if the patient had recently some surgery or there is some active bleeding in the patient, then we have to do heparin-free dialysis. So in heparin-free dialysis, we have to heparin rinse the extracorporeal circuit. You have to add 3000 international unit heparin in 1 liter normal saline, and you have to rinse the extracorporeal circuit with this heparin saline, and you have to take high QB. You have to take 300 to 400 ml per minute blood flow rate. Okay, then you can give repeated saline bolus. In this method, you have to give 250 ml of NS every 15 minutes. Okay, and then you have to calculate this amount of saline, and you have to do extra ultrafiltration, that you have give the saline to set the ultrafiltration rate high regarding this saline. Then you can use heparin coated dialyzer. Heparin can be coated to the dialyzer surface, and this will anticoagulate the blood in the extracorporeal circuit only. And then you have to keep the surface area of the dialyzer small. In this case, the velocity of the blood will be high if we take small surface area dialyzer. Then the chances of the clotting will become less, as we are giving heparin-free dialysis. Then you have to keep the UF rate minimum as possible. This will reduce the chances of clotting. And then you have to avoid blood or lipid infusions during dialysis. So these were the some maneuvers that we can use in heparin-free dialysis. First was heparin rinse, that we can rinse the extracorporeal circuit with 3000 international units of heparin diluted in 1 liter of saline, and then we can keep the high blood flow rate, and then we can give boluses of saline, that was 250 ml of normal saline per 15 minutes, and ultrafiltrate this extra saline. And then we can use the heparin coated dialyzer, we can use small surface area dialyzer. We have to keep the ultrafiltration rate minimum. We have to avoid blood or lipid infusions during dialysis. So this was all about the regimes of heparin, that how we can use heparin, and what are the doses of heparin that we used in routine method, in tight heparin method, and in heparin-free dialysis. I hope you would like the video, and if you like the video, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching the video.